First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Roger.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Complete out right to Jake Butt. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Keenum now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Keenum again here on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. Going for the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Over the middle, open is Thomas. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Keenum. Now he'll escape to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. Now, they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on 3rd down after having such a long drive going.
Yeah, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They thought they were going to have a chance to cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter, and they didn't come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 Gone!
On second down, here's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 Gone!
Here's a first down run with Collins. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Detroit! Detroit!
Play action. It's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively.
Here we go now. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He sets the fire deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It was Darian Stewart that time who was able to knock the pass away.
Brandon, their last miss on 3rd down, they actually were able to alleviate it because they picked it up with a 4th down conversion. I don't know that they'd be wise to try and do that again here. To me, you got to punt the ball away.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Hey, yo, let's go. Yeah, we're good. Hey, orange!
Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
Let's go. Very left.
They'll run with D'Angelo Henderson. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. On the crossing route, complete. That's Sanders. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction. So now what can they do on 3rd? Third and long. It's Keenum. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Tim Williams coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Here's Keenum. And the pressure gets to him again. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Baltimore after this. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, Keenum. Sutton rimming it in on the left side. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
They go play action here on first down. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
And there's another sack for Bradley Chubb, and that's exactly why they drafted him. But don't discount his ability to play the run. This is a big, strong young man who understands offensive schemes, how they try to block, and he'll stand stout against the running game as well as continuing to get after the passer.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They go play action with Jackson. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Booker on first down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, here's Keenum. And this is going to be incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson there on the coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 All right, here we go. Green, 39. Over, Green, 39. Over, over.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Hey, yo, let's go, let's go. 1, 2, 3, come on. 22. 22. Down.
After the interception, here's Keenum. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Roger.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Keenum. This is Booker on the dump off. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And McManus able to put it through, and that will make it 6-0. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
The first tight end off the board in 2018 draft, Hayden Hurst, is flashing his abilities early for the Baltimore Ravens. Can get downfield, make all the tough catches, and he's a mature rookie coming into the league, having played minor league baseball before turning back to football.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
No. Check. Patriot.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. To Allen on the dump off. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
There goes Alex Collins. All the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. Tucker with the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Play action. Now it's Keenum. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Keenum to Sanders for the Denver first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first and 10, here's Keenum. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Back to the air. Keenum on second down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Sutton. And he is taken down deep in Baltimore territory. A huge play there for Denver. 47 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They'll run here with Freeman. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Now from the 7, here's second and goal. On second down, here's Keenum. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. be taken down for a loss back at the 3. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Brought in left side by Snead. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Jackson on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position. To actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. He's got a first down past the 30. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Back now in Baltimore. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. This is Collins on the toss. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. Jackson on 1st down, going up top. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Lucky 56. Lucky
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. High throw, but he makes the catch. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. They run with Collins, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
And again, it's Collins. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with 3rd down and just a yard to go. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run forward with Collins. And now running right through it. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Now Allen down to the 25. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Underneath to Allen. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. What is the logic there? I mean, you kick the field goal, you go up by 4. They need a touchdown to the other side this late in the 4th. What were they thinking?
It's not logic that I can explain, because we keep the chart up here, too, about when to go for points, you know, when to go for touchdowns, when to go for field goals. Do you go for one after? We've got all of that. There's nothing in here that addresses this one. Take the points, kick the field goal, go up 4. Instead, they faked it, got greedy, and got nothing for their efforts.
They'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A Bronco first down. Keenum hooking up with Thomas. Keenum now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Throwing right side. That's complete. Demaryius Thomas. 7 yards. The pickup on the pitch and catch. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Hey, yo, let's go, let's go. We're good. Stand down.
Back to throw. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Hey, yo, let's go. Very left. Hey, orange. Hey, go, Roger.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
Let's go.
And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. He's hit 2. He's missed 1. This for the win. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they...